Good teams have a fun. They find a way to win. They find a way to do a lot of things. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get back in touch. I've just been getting back from the jet lag and everything else that's been going on. But Mohun Bagan just look excellent. They look. It's a team that looks patient. It's a team that understands that if they don't score in the first minute, they can score in the 10th. If they don't score in the 10th, they can score in the 20th, so on and so forth. You kind of get the idea. I don't need to be overly redundant when it comes to that. They're a squad that knows that what they have at their disposal can strike at any moment. And today they proved you don't have to be playing great in the first few minutes. You can establish play. You can understand that the game is 90 minutes long. And not only that, that they can come through whenever they want to. 12 points clear of everybody as of right now. And more importantly, they end up in a position where they can do basically what... Now, they are the only team that can beat them. It sounds kind of weird to say that, but they are the only team that can beat them, that can beat Mohun Bagan in the Indian Super League right now. Why do I say that? Well, when you achieve goals relatively early or relatively quickly, you find yourself as a coach in a dilemma. Do I keep pushing and have my players sharp going into the playoffs and risk wearing them out, risk injury, or risk players losing form? Or do I rest them and risk losing form, losing sharpness, and having to restart everything again? Because if there is one difficult thing to do, not just in football, this is applicable in every facet of sport, is getting that motor running again. And that ends up being the big problem for Jose Molina and company if he does intend to take option number 2. Let's be completely honest with that. But right now, the way they play, it's so methodical. If they don't beat you with option A, they can beat you with option B. If they don't play at 70%, well, most teams in the Indian Super League, their 70% is not Mohun Bagan's 70%. Mohun Bagan ends up just, if you play at the same intensity level, at the same level of play, and the same level of execution, most likely you're going to lose. When they play poorly, they win. When they play well, they win. When they play excellent, they obviously win. So, what do? Well, the first thing is to try and execute 100% and not make mistakes. Punjab did exactly what they had to do until the second half. That was the unfortunate part. There were 2 halves to this game. If not, then everybody would be praising what Panos was able to do throughout the, I think it was 60 plus minutes, 65 plus minutes that they were able to keep Mohun Bagan at bay. Well, ends up being exactly that. Gee, McLaren, that was a very sick goal. The way he brings that ball down, the way he plays it, the way he turns, all in one fluid motion, and not only that, getting rid of 2 defenders and being able to score really says a great deal about what he's been able to do. I don't think I need to add anything else to his resume. But to be honest with you, you have those types of players that make a difference. They only need one touch, one moment. Well, what was it? He had 6-7 touches before that goal. You don't need a lot of touches. You just need to know what you do. This is something I was always harping on in the broadcast, peeps. Folks, I was talking a lot about you don't have to run a whole lot. You don't have to be constantly on the run. Thinkers will always beat runners in football. Thinkers, working smart is always going to beat working harder. It's going to, and those types of players do that. And after that, just the dam broke. There was nothing. There was no response from Punjab on a consistent basis. There was very little that was done. Of course, the third goal ends up being a huge mistake, and they whatever ended up happening up to that point was amplified, and that just ends up being the cherry on top. So, Mohun Bagan ends up going into the playoff, just a couple more points, and they basically win the regular season. They are the creme de la creme of the Indian Super League. There's no doubt about it. But they need to continue to go that route. Now, what ends up happening? This is the crucial moment of the year for Mohun Bagan. Do they rest? Do they keep going? Do you rotate? which probably will end up being that. There was something in the middle, giving some players some days off, giving players the opportunity to get their legs back, getting that opportunity on a consistent basis. So we shall see what ends up happening, folks. I'll try and do this a little bit more often now that I'm in the other side of the world, getting up really early to watch matches, but that's still fine with me. I enjoy watching. I enjoy listening to my friends do commentary throughout. So, guys, let me know what you think. Ask questions. Ask. I want to have as many AMAs as I possibly can. You guys have to send the questions. I'll do the answering. So make sure you do so, and I'll be very happy to answer any and all questions that you have available for me. Hopefully be able to be back over in India very soon. Keep your fingers crossed. I'll let you know when. All right? Talk to you later. Ciao.